and welcome to another JC Live with me, your host, Dwayne Dunleavy. And boy, I'll tell you what, you really learn a lot about yourself from doing these. I really said way too much last time, so I'm really focusing on that. And the only reason I'm telling you is because this is what we do. If you want to be in front of a camera, you're constantly learning about how to make yourself better. Now, I'm hoping this is all coming through. It looks and sounds like it is, so welcome everybody. I really enjoyed the last episode because we talked about all the different jobs that might come from your skills that you learn in this business, and there were some that I hadn't even thought of. So it got my mind going to different areas too, and I think one of the big things that it seems like really came across in that episode was that, you may find something new even as you're doing what you think you want to do. And that's okay, because as an actor or as a performer, you're constantly working in different projects on different things. So it's not like you're going to be thought of as somebody who doesn't focus on this. You can focus on multiple different things, and in fact, that's actually the norm now in 2022. That people are no longer just focusing on one direction of a career, but multiple directions, so that they can satisfy all of their likes and wants. And why not? Because life is short. We all know that. So anyway, today our episode is about what to expect and how to prepare for your first modeling job or a dress rehearsal or an acting job. It's the same kind of thing, slight differences, but there are things that you need to do to prepare for those. And if you haven't even done an audition yet, then this might be just fascinating to you because you want to know what it will be like if you do decide to move into that area of the business. So we're starting out today with arriving early. Now, this is one of the things that we teach right off the bat at Casablancas. We teach you that if you are told that 6 a.m. is your arrival or call time, then you should be there no later than 5:45 a.m. If you show up at 6 a.m., you're actually kind of late, because who knows what might happen. You might, not get into the door on time, and that really looks unprofessional to anybody who's paying you money to be on their set. Even when it comes to an audition, auditions you should arrive early, because you don't know what the audition is many times. You don't know what the setup is. You need a little bit of time to acclimate to the surroundings and what's going to be asked of you. So really important to arrive early, whether you're an actor, a model, or you're auditioning for any of those types of things. Arriving early also says to people, I'm a professional and I really care about this so much that I came early. I come to many different locations. I go to many different locations for my live shows. Now, I know that other instructors at JC also do live stuff, but for the majority of what I do is live. Even right now, this is a live performance. So I am always in a different location. Luckily, today I'm in my office, which, that's why I really love doing these types of things, because I don't have to travel anywhere, and I can really focus on what we're talking about. So I'm always in a different situation. If I'm doing stand-up comedy, if I'm filming something for social media, it's always in a different location, and the circumstances vary on that day. It's also the beauty of this lifestyle of being a performer, that I never really have a day that's always exactly the same as another day. Every other day is a different thing. For instance, this weekend I will be DJing and hosting a big event in a field for the kickoff to the Halloween season. So you can't predict how that's going to turn out. So I'm supposed to be there at 10 a.m. I will get there actually at 9:30 to make sure that I'm set up so that at 10 o'clock I'm ready to go. So arrive early. Do I have to say any more about that? No. Next, okay, this is a big one. And again, this is why we teach how to do your makeup. Whether you're male or female, or young or old or what have you, if you are a human being and you are going to be on camera in studios with bright lights, there's no other choice than to wear makeup, because your skin as a human is going to be multiple different shades and all types of stuff. So nobody who is creating a film wants the viewer to focus on dark circles or red spots or what have you. So makeup is a necessity. Now, the reason you need to know how to do it yourself, because a lot of people say, well, there's makeup artists, why do I need to know how to do it? Well, there's no makeup artist when you're going to your audition. And sometimes there's no makeup artist in the beginning of the whole process. Sometimes there's no makeup artist at all. Sometimes you are expected to do your own makeup. So it is a very important part of the business, and if you are going to your first day at a job, you really want to show up camera ready unless you're otherwise told. So if you go to this job and no one told you not to come makeup ready, camera ready, then it is probably best to go there camera ready, and if need be, you can wash it off. It saves a lot of time. If you know how to do your own makeup to make your skin just look nice so that it's not shiny, doesn't have any red spots, no dark circles, that kind of stuff, you just look natural. If you can do that, you can show up to a set and save people a lot of time and money and really seem very professional. So keep that in mind, that the makeup and being camera ready, unless otherwise instructed, is a very important part to this whole process. Now, the other thing that we teach at JC, or John Casablancas, is about the model bag. Now, when you go to a job, whether it's the first day or it's a job that, or even an audition, for many times you want to have your model bag with you for a go-see or an audition, because again, you don't know what's going to happen. If you show up as a model and you are expected to wear a see-through white dress and all you have on is a black bra and black panties, that's going to show a lot. So in your model bag, you should have a pair of nude panties and a nude bra that matches your skin tone, so that you can wear something that might be see-through but still be modest and not have to show everything. So it becomes a very important thing. White underwear, white bra, in case you are wearing something that requires that. If it's the winter or fall, you want to have socks. You want to have everything that could happen or could come up during that meeting. Now, other than just the professional items or paraphernalia that we use for the modeling or acting business, things that you might need personally are very important when you go to these places, either for auditions or actual jobs. If you're going to be on a set for 10, 12, 14 hours, yes, there usually is a craft services or some type of setup, but if you want a snack, if you have to, paperwork that needs to be done, all of this kind of stuff should be put into your model bag so that you're able to do it while you're waiting, because as we spoke about in the last episode, this business requires a lot of patience and a lot of waiting, even when you get to that set. So not even just the fact that you're waiting to do your audition, waiting to find out if you got it, waiting to get on the set, then you get there and you might be waiting for hours for a lighting setup, for blocking issues. God only knows what could come up during an actual shoot that requires the talent to just wait around. One of the best ways for you, if you were dead set on becoming an actor, a working actor, and to be on a set, then one of the best things you can do is to be a background actor, or what people call extras. Because what happens is, yes, you do get paid usually, maybe $100, $200, something like that, to be on the set the whole day, and they usually feed you. But what happens is, you get to be on an actual movie set, and you get to see how it all works. That's actually, I've not been in a lot of movies. I definitely haven't been a feature actor. I've been a background of a lot of movies. I've been in student films. I've been in some independent films. But all of the sets have always been different. But when I did background acting, I was in the background of the movie Beloved with Oprah Winfrey. That was back in the 90s. I was on the set of, I was in a movie called oh gosh, I can't even think of it. It was an independent film. Okay, well, I can't think of it right now. But anyway, my point was that the sets are always different. But if you get into background acting, you get to be on many different sets. And these are huge sets sometimes. Now, sometimes they're also small sets. But if you can get in the background of a big budget film, you will be blown away just sitting there for hours watching what's happening. I mean, I was so blown away to see the way that the lighting was set up, to see how long it took for the featured actors, for people like Oprah Winfrey, to actually come onto the set. That's why they have trailers to hang out and eat and relax and sleep and do whatever they need to do, because hours and hours can go by where they're not needed yet, because things are being set up. So model bag should have anything you might need in it. Some of the things I always say, if you need Pepto-Bismol, what happens if you have a stomach ache? That happened to me once. I had to go to 3 auditions in New York from very early to very late. I ate something on the street and it did not agree with me. I had to run around looking for Pepto-Bismol, and when I did, I thought, I am never, ever leaving my house without Pepto-Bismol. Now, they are not affiliated with us, and they are not sponsored. It was just a personal experience. So keep something with you for your stomach. If you have any kind of stomach issues or anything like that, you want to keep those things in mind when you're putting stuff in your model bag. We talked about the bras and underwears. Heels for the models. When you go on a go-see, you really need to have heels with you. They're going to want to see how you walk in heels, and you should be able to walk into the room wearing the heels and be very comfortable on them. So black heels are always what we recommend right off the bat, but you may want a pair of nude heels if you're going to be wearing something which will elongate the leg. So if you're going to wear something, let's say that's very light, it's a summer maxi dress of some sort, and you want to wear something that's more elongating rather than that full stop of the black shoe, you might want to have a pair of nude heels with you in your bag. Be ready to get a lot of information. Now, in the auditions, usually, it's not that much information. Other than showing up and doing what you need to do, you don't really need to know much else other than how to get back home when you're done. But on the first day of a job, on a set, you're going to be getting a lot of information. First, you'll get a call sheet that has everybody's name on it. It has your call time and all of that. So it has all of your reference material. But they're going to be telling you what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Also, keep in mind that this business is a networking business. You know, when you're at auditions even, but especially when you're at a job on a set or doing a live performance or something, you are expected to be kind of networking with the other people who are in the business. And that is not only a show of respect and the fact that you work well with others, but it also is a benefit to you. It could end up giving you information that you might otherwise not have known about, because other people in the same business, especially in the same areas, will know about things that maybe would not have gotten to you in the right time. So keep that in mind, that whenever you're on a set, you are, representing yourself as a professional, but also your agency. If you've gone to John Casablancas, you are representing us. A lot of people say, why even go to some place like John Casablancas? Well, the whole idea here is that you can do all of this on your own. You can just step out of your house and go try to find open calls at agencies, and try to put together a portfolio and try to practice saying lines and cold reads and all of that. What we do is we just condense it for you, and we make it simple to learn, and we give you everything you need. But when you leave, when you're done with your 30 sessions and you know everything that we've had to impart on you, you're not just ending. You're actually going out into the industry and joining us where we are, which is in the industry, in the actual professional industry where you get paid to be an entertainer of some sort, whether it's an actor or a model. So, you know, all of this stuff is so important that, again, I said it, I think, in the last episode too, is that we as instructors are not just like teachers trying to just give you the information. We are you. You are us. We are all in the same community. So we're just basically networking with you. We're not like we know better than you. And you're always going to have a different experience. So when it comes to JC, you're really learning more about what you're capable of. And how to do the things the way they are expected to be in a professional way. So is it absolutely necessary? No. There are people who have made it in the business without going to John Casablancas, but I'll bet you they had it a lot harder. And things have changed. You know, we as a company have learned so much over the last 2 years, not only just what the world learned about being on, you know, Zoom calls and all of that kind of stuff and technology itself, but also how people learn. How do people get information and what do they do with that information? And it's been really eye-opening to us, and we've been able to just expound so much on all of our materials and really get to the details of what it is in this business that makes it work. You know, by work, I mean, how do you really represent yourself as an actor or a model in a professional way and get work? That's what I'm always telling people. I'm like, if you're going to go do an audition or you're going to learn lines or whatever, don't think like you're the actor or the model. Think like you are the casting director. Think as though someone's giving you a large sum of money to give someone else a large sum of money to do something for them. So if someone hired me and said, here's $10,000, go find somebody to model for our company so that we have a good representation of our company. Well, I would then feel a very, very strong responsibility to find someone that I think really represents the company, that, you know, it shows it in a positive and professional way. And so if I'm an actor or a model, I want to come from that sense. Like, how can I be the way of telling the story or selling the product, and be the most professional way to do that? So you can do it on your own, but it really, and there's so much camaraderie here, even between the instructors. I find that the instructors and the students are all just so, everybody's so friendly. And that's another thing that I always try to let people know. In the real world of business itself, let's even take entertainment out of it. In the real world of business itself, it's not a nice world. Like, people don't, you know, aren't extra careful to not hurt people's feelings and that kind of a thing. In our business here and what we do, we are very nice. We will give you great criticism on your acting, on your modeling and all that, but we do it in a nice way, so that you can really kind of explore and feel safe in exploring those different types of things. So, but in the real world, you know, people are very dismissive, they cut you off, that kind of thing, and that's something I'm kind of always letting people know. Like, when you get out there, don't be surprised that not everybody is like, are you okay? Is everything good? Because it's not always like that. Now, other than getting a lot of information and having to, you know, kind of figure out how things are done at whatever specific job that you're at, it's important to remember that you need to be flexible. If you are stuck in one idea, maybe an agent, maybe the person in the audition, maybe someone told you something and that idea has changed while you were at the job, it's very important to be open to that, flexible with it, and to not take it personally. My coworker Rebecca reminded me that, you know, sometimes on a set she might have been there and seen or had actually experienced someone having her put on a dress and be in it for hours, and then all of a sudden they say, we want this other person to wear that dress. Well, she didn't take it personally, because if she took it personally, it would not be good for her. It wouldn't be good for anybody. And it may not have been because of her. It might just be the hem of the dress is better on somebody who's a little bit taller, or who knows. It's not a personal thing. So it's very important to go into these situations almost like feeling as though anything is okay and anything is possible, to a certain extent, of course, unless you don't feel comfortable, by all means. But when it comes to things changing, especially when it comes to live performance, which includes runway shows, but theater shows, or even if you're on the set of a commercial, things can change like that. It's another reason why we say improv is so important, because even scripted shows sometimes at the very last minute are changing a script, and you have to sometimes just go along with it, or you have to memorize it very quickly. There's a lot of skills that are required. If you're going to be a working actor and you're going to be on TV shows and commercials and all of this stuff, there are skills that you do have to be able to be proficient at. Teleprompter, cold readings, improv, all of this stuff. And only by exploring that and seeing how you do with those things are you going to know if you're good at it or not. Another thing I want to mention, that's basically what you have to deal with when you're going to an audition, or when you're going to the first day at a job site, a project shooting at a set, or a runway show or something. It's have your materials ready, get there early, be flexible and open, network, and make sure that you know what is required of you. Show up camera ready if necessary, all of that. So that's basically what you need to know about the first day of a job or an audition. But there's something that I want to speak about too, because I know some people watching this might think, well, I'm over 30, I'm over 40, I'm never going to end up on a set or anything. You don't know how wrong you are. This is something, obviously it's off the subject, but we've covered that subject, but it's something that I get a lot, because when I tell people, what I do, they say, oh, well, there's a lot of young people, 12, 13, 14-year-olds becoming models, becoming actors. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, because in everything you see on TV or in movies, there's every age, there's every race, there's everything you can think of. So you don't have to become a George Clooney or a Jennifer Lopez. You can actually be someone who works in commercials that not everybody knows your name, but you make a living as an actor. There's a lot of different options. We talked about it last time with all of the different options that there are in the business itself. But if you are over 40, over 50, and you're like, oh, I could never do that, think again. And I would actually recommend that you start doing some research, because now more than ever here in 2022, it is more possible than ever for you to get work as an older person, because you are appreciated now in a way that the more different things are than they were 20 years ago, kind of the more positive attention it gets. So the fact that 20 years ago there was maybe a subconscious level of age that you would reach in the business and then you were done, the fact that that was the way it kind of seemed like it was is more reason, but it's actually probably the reason that now the more different you are from that, or the more that you fit into that category is actually better for you. You have more opportunities, and you can actually take advantage of those things. When you're trying to get jobs in this business, you can't feel guilty about putting out the things that actually relate to you or are authentic to you. So if you're someone who's 60 years old, and you start doing some of your own self shots and you just look fabulous, nobody cares how old you are. They just care that you look fabulous. So keep that in mind. Don't let anything stop you. There are people who are 5'2" who say, oh, well, I can never be a runway model. Well, who says? Maybe you're going to be the first, huge runway model who's under 5'7", and has, an amazing following and a huge career. So you can't really let anything, stop you. Somebody may give you those limitations. An agent, casting director may say, because you're 5'2", we can't use you. But keep in mind that if you show up to that audition or that go-see and you display enough confidence and energy and, positive vibe, you could change that casting director's mind. You can change that person's mind to think, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I think I need a 5'2" person to be in this show. You never know. So it's not just about following along what you think is the limitations that are set upon you, but it's about being confident about what you have in a respectful way, of course. The next thing that I just want to let you guys know about is that we have something that's going to be starting soon. I'm excited about it. It's called Just So You Know, and it's just little tips that I'm giving out to people to tell them about, just little tips about acting, modeling, auditioning, that kind of stuff. So keep an eye out for that. And also, I want to talk to you quickly again, even though I did it last time, but about job opportunities here at John Casablancas. We have expanded so much, and we have become really we've got the best instructors, and it's because I think over the last 2 years we really have learned how to put all of this information into a very concise and comprehensive package, so that we're able to bring people on and teach them how to teach this. Now, if you have a background in performing arts, whether it's music, dancing, acting, you might be perfect to be an instructor here. If you have never been in the business, but you have an interest in it, don't let that stop you, because depending, again, who you are and the energy that you're able to put out, your ability to teach on camera, that might not be a deciding factor. So keep in mind, if you're someone who thinks that you might like to work from home and do a video instruction of the entertainment industry to people all over the country, then all you got to do is send us your email, or send us an email with you can put your resume, but if you don't want to put your resume to start, you can always put a quick kind of introduction, letter of why you think you want to do this job and why you think you might be good at it. And you want to send that to careers@jcasablancas.com. Don't forget the S at the end. It's JCASABLANCAS.com. careers@jcasablancas.com. That is the end of our live today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please send me your questions, comments. Like I said, even my own watching of this show has taught me so much about myself. I hope I said a lot less this time. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.